Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Racha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutation, much love and respect to you, Akim, out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. Now, I just want to do a lesson based upon the narrow path, because some brothers come into this truth and they think that they can ride the coattails of other brothers or ride the coattails of the camps. But this is an individual walk. This is a very lonely and an individual walk. Okay? Even though you have to walk it by yourself, you are not alone. Right? Because you have the brotherhood. You have you have so-called support. You have brothers to lean on, brothers to rebuke you when you go off, brothers to, guide you into the right path, to help you. But at the same time, this is a walk that you have to do by yourself. Your individual works. Okay? So this is the topic that the Spirit is giving me. And as you can see, this narrow path I have here, only one person could walk in it at a time. You can't walk side by side with a brother in this thing. All right? Let me get 2nd Ezra, the 7th chapter, and I'll start at the first verse and I'll read on down. It says, "And when I had made an end of speaking these words, there was sent unto me the angel which had been sent unto me the nights afore. And he said unto me, Up, Ezra, and hear the words that I am come to tell thee. And I said, Speak on, my power. Then said he unto me, The sea is set in a wide place, that it might be deep and great. But put the case, the entrance were narrow, and like a river. Who then could go into the sea to look upon it and to rule it? If he went not through the narrow, how could he come into the broad?" All right, so he had to go through that narrow path in order to reach to what the broad, which represents the kingdom of heaven. Okay, will we not be ruling in the kingdom of heaven? That's what the scriptures say. Matter of fact, let me get a precept. Okay, let me get a quick precept. This is I'll say Revelations. Second chapter, and I'll start around the 25th verse. Okay, it says, "But that which ye have already hold fast till I come. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end," which means he ended that walk. He walked from the beginning of the narrow path all the way to the end of the narrow path. He never got off the course. Okay. "To him will I give power over the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron. As vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father." So we're going to receive that, because we're going to be joint heirs with Yahweh Shai. So we're going to receive that same rulership. Okay. You see, so in order for us to get to that prize, to that goal, we have to actually go through this narrow path. And it says, "There is also another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand, and on the left a deep water, and one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small there could but one man go there at once." Okay, so only one man could pass through this path at once, which means you can't hold the coattails of a brother to make it to the kingdom. Okay, you can't rely on doing the work, on another brother's work to make it to the kingdom. Yeah, you're doing a lot of videos, and you're doing a lot of videos with brothers, but you don't have any individual videos. So you're saying the Spirit is only dealing with you when you're around the brothers. No, you need to have your individual work. Okay? The Spirit has to be dealing with you individually. Jeremiah wasn't riding the coattails of no other prophet, man. He was doing his thing. In the sense of, when I say doing his thing, I mean in the sense of, he said that the fire was burning within him. So whether there was a prophet with him or not, whether he was by himself or not, he would be pushing the word out. Now you have to look and examine yourself. If there was not brothers around you, if there was not a camp in your area, would you still go out and push the word? You have to think upon that, man. The entrance thereof is narrow and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand and on the left a deep water, and one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once. If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? So you got to pass through that danger. You have to pass through that tribulation and make it to the end of the path. Like Paul said, he made it through the end of the path in that particular lifetime, and that proved that he was of the elect. But we don't know for certain who Paul is today, right? Until the kingdom is going to be revealed who's who. You see, even John the Baptist didn't know who he was, even though there were spiritual signs and Yahushua knew, but he himself didn't know. That's why when they asked him, "Are you Elijah?" He said no, because if he knew that he was Elijah, don't you think he would have pride to say, "Listen, I'll do what I want to do. I'm a man of the Lord." Okay, I don't got to preach the word. I'm a man of the Lord. I'm Elijah. I could take a couple of days off if I want to. No, that's what keeps us on edge, is the fact that we do not know who we are. This is why we have to push and show diligence to make our calling and election sure. This is Matthew 7 and verse 13. It says, "Enter ye in at the straight gate." Straight means a position of difficulty. Okay, that's what it means. A narrow path is a straight gate. For wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. And that's why you can do whatever you want, man, in the world. You can do whatever you want. You could be a flamer. You can commit adultery. You can make songs about committing adultery. You can do whatever you want in the world, and it's uplifted. Even in these other camps, you could do a lot of things in these other camps. All right, and they'll let it slide. But amongst the true men of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, it's a very narrow path, man. And guess what? You're being scrutinized. Don't think you're not being watched. You're being scrutinized, man, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way, which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. And there's only a few that's going to find it, man. All right? The rest of them are going to fall into destruction. This is Philippians 2 and verse 12. It says, "Whereas, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling." Okay, so you should fear Yahweh Hashem Yahushai enough to know that you're always being watched. You shouldn't. It's not about what a brother thinks or what an elder thinks or an apostle thinks necessarily, because it's really about what Yahweh Hashem Yahushai thinks, because he sees everything that's done in the dark. He sees everything that's done that's not in front of the brotherhood. All right. And if you're doing things that are pleasing unto him in behind closed doors, then guess what? He's gonna reward you openly. He's gonna make sure that you're justified. Okay? So don't think you're not being watched when you do those things behind closed doors when no brother's around. That's why you're supposed to act and we're supposed to carry ourselves as men of the Lord no matter where we go, because the angels are always watching. Does not it say the angels encampeth around about them that fear Yahweh Shem Yahushai? Well, they're watching you. They're watching you. They're protecting the elect, but they're also watching the elect. Because those are his, the scriptures refer to the angels as the Lord's eyes, man. All right? For it is the Most High that which worketh in you both to will and to do of his good pleasure. Do all things without murmuring and disputings, because the angel hears that, man. He hears when you murmur. He hears when you're talking against the brother. He hears when a order's being made and you don't like. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like the way he talked to me. I don't like the way. I don't like that. I don't like the way he said that. At the hell with the order. Okay, the angel can hear that, man. The angel can look in your spirit. All right. That ye may be blameless and harmless, the sons of the Most High, without rebuke, in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, among whom ye shine as lights in the world, holding forth the word of life. And matter of fact, that reminds me, when it says you shine as lights in the world, that reminds me of the foolish versions and the wise versions. Matter of fact, let's get that. Okay, holding forth the word of life, that I may rejoice in the day of Hamashiach, that I have not run in vain, neither labored in vain. Yea, and I be offered upon the sacrifice and service of your faith. I joy and rejoice with you all. For the same cause also do ye joy and rejoice with me. Let's get that. This is Matthew 25 and verse 1. It says, Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps, and took no oil with them. But the wise took oil in their lamps, took oil in their vessels with their lamps. And the oil represents the knowledge of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Okay? While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. Okay? And at midnight there was a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom cometh, go ye out to meet him. Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said unto the wise, Give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out. But the wise answered, saying, Not so. You see, so the virgins are asking for the oil of the wise. So you have to trim your own lamp. You have to get this understanding for yourself. You can't use a brother's knowledge of the scriptures to get you into the kingdom. No, you have to get that knowledge for yourself. And if you don't have it, you better pray to Yahweh Shem Yahushai to increase knowledge within you, man. Beg, make supplication, man. But the wise answered, saying, Not so, lest there be not enough for us and you. But go rather Salakia. Okay, it says says go rather. Where was I at here? Salakia. I'll read it again. This is Matthew 25 and 9. The phone was ringing. It kind of knocked me off my thought process. But the wise answered, saying, Not so, lest there be not enough for us and you. But go ye rather to them that sell, and buy for yourselves. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut. Okay? You see? So those that went in, they went into the chariot, all right, which represents the salvation. And what happened? The door was shut, and which means that those ones that didn't trim their own lamps, didn't get oil for themselves, that door was closed. All right. This is Revelations. Not Revelation, Salakia. This is 1 Corinthians, and I'll read from 11 and 23. It says, For I have received of the Lord that which also I delivered unto you, that the Lord Yahushua, the same night in which he was betrayed, took bread. And when he had given thanks, he brake it and said, Take it, this is my body, which is broken for you. This do in remembrance of me. And what does the body represent? The knowledge, the scriptures. Okay. Did not the Lord say, eat this roll? This is what it's symbolic of. He says it is written of me. All right. The scriptures is written of Yahushua. This is Yahushua. He's known as the word of Yahweh. Okay. After the same manner, also he took the cup when he had supped, saying, This cup is the New Testament in my blood. This do ye as oft as ye drink it in remembrance of me. For as often as ye eat this bread and drink this cup, ye do shew the Lord's death till he come. It's all symbolic, man, of the understanding and wisdom of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Wherefore, whosoever shall shall eat this bread and drink this cup of the Lord unworthily, okay, speaking of the Passover, and also spiritually speaking of this, getting this knowledge, shall be guilty of the body and blood of the Lord. Did not it say, you that turn back, roughly paraphrasing, right? It says you crucify the Lord afresh. It basically, when you come into this truth and you turn back to your vomit, it's like you're crucifying. It's like you want Yahushua to get back on the cross again, man. All right. So let me read that again. It says, Wherefore whosoever shall eat this bread and drink this cup of the Lord unworthily shall be guilty of the body and blood of the Lord. Whew. But golly, man, who would want that on their conscience? But let a man examine himself, not ride the coattail of a brother. Examine yourself, and so let him eat of the bread and drink of that cup. For he that eateth and drinketh unworthily eateth and drinketh damnation to himself, not discerning the Lord's body. Okay? For this cause many are weak and sickly among you, and many sleep. For if we would judge ourselves, we should not be judged. Oh, man. Golly. So that's basically saying, like, brothers who, people who, get sick and weak and die. A lot of that what does that have to do with? Why do we get sick? Why do we have tribulation? Because of our sins, man. All right. We're being judged. And yet Apostle Gabar always says that. Okay. So before these things come upon us, man, what we should do is we should examine ourselves. All right. But when we are judged, we are chastened of the Lord, that we should not be condemned with the world. So it's not that the brother, because these things happen to a brother, the brother's he's a demon. No, he's not a demon. The Lord is chastening him. Okay. What's important is how he deals with that chastening. Okay. So with that, hopefully that was edifying to you, Akim. Hopefully I hope that, brothers take that into your hearts. And with that, I'll say Shalom, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Dash. And we're almost out of here. Shalom.